tripartism arrangements to negotiate for salaries and fixed wages and allowances for workers without prior consultation with social partners. Social partners, Your Excellency, it starts with your own Minister for Labor, who represents the government and who chairs the tripartism arrangements meeting, and the Federation of Kenya Employers and Central Organization of Trade Unions. We are not consulted, though we are represented on this body, but it has taken a new turn as far as the industrial relations practice in this country is concerned. This move, Your Excellency, by the Commission is in total contravention of our own legislations governing employee-employer relations, as well as the International Labour Organization Convention number 87 and number 98. Indeed, we are optimistic that through the BBI initiative, SRC will be disbanded. Your Excellency, your government, and what, as I've said, it has kept on supporting us. I would say something little about Tom Mboya Labour College Kisumu. Your Excellency, in our effort to transform the Tom Mboya Labour College Kisumu to a world-class institution that can offer training for workers locally and internationally, COTU Kenya has embarked on its renovation work that is halfway complete and now on a hold due to the current pandemic. We have since spent over 120 million on this work from our own internal resources, unions contributing, and whereas I wish to thank the government for its earlier support in financing the first phase of the college's resource center, which did cost government around 500 million Kenya shillings at that time. We are optimistic that your government will consider completing the second and last phase of this important center for workers' education. Since an educated worker, Your Excellency, creates stability and industrial peace at workplace. Your Excellency, I must say something on National Social Security Fund, of which you have supported yourself and made sure that you monitor what is happening in this particular fund from very far. And I think your interest is so high, Your Excellency. Nobody has called me that the government wants to do this with NSSF money. And Your Excellency, this is the only place that we safeguarded the interest and workers' money. I sit on the board with your peers, who is here, Engineer Tum, who has also helped us immensely with his wealth experience in administration. Your Excellency, let me thank your government for the tremendous support it has given to the Board of Trustees, management at NSSF in protecting workers' funds. Today, the fund now boasts more than 300 billion portfolio in assets and cash at hand, and this growth has been as a result of your personal intervention in the ensuring that there is no political interference in the running of this fund. Your Excellency, I can attest to that, and your Minister for Labor is here, will tell you that he has never, even since you appointed him, asked us anything to do with the interference of this particular fund. It has been our wish, Your Excellency, that we do business with the government. NSSF should be able to build police houses, should be able to provide the government officer, assist the government with building offices. It should be able, this money lying at NSSF, should be able to build roads, should be able to assist, and for a long term of 20, 30 years, government pays NSSF, so long as workers still to get what they want. Instead of doing business with Ramji Kanji, with Makoha, with Kamau, with Jiangxi, so that you have some kickbacks and what have you. However, Your Excellency, we are concerned over the numerous attempts by individual politicians to amend the NSSF Act of 2013 so that they can remove the representation of the Federation of Kenya Employers and that of Central Organization of Trade Unions from the Board of Trustees for their own selfish ends, and we call for your intervention to continue protecting these rules. Why I'm saying so yesterday, Your Excellency, a young man met my personal assistant, and he's telling him, we know, Mzee, by next year he will be out of the board of NSSF. And we will do a lot of shady business. NSSF has learned so long as he's out. Let me promise that young man, even if I left yesterday, I've created a legacy that nobody will interfere. With the support of Your Excellency the President, nobody will interfere with that fund. And I know for sure, Your Excellency, without even consulting you, that you will be around for some time. Your Excellency, on the National Hospital Insurance Fund, let me thank you and your government for the recent appointment of a new Chief Executive Officer at that particular fund. As workers, we called on the new CEO to remain firm and vigilant and not fall a victim to politicians who are out to loot the National Hospital Insurance Fund, as they did under the previous CEO prior to 2017 elections. He went there and looted the fund, and Your Excellency, their names are known. We are ready to extend our support to the new CEO in ensuring that he discharges his duties without any political interference and mismanagement of National Hospital Insurance Fund. I'm almost finishing, Your Excellency, but I cannot finish. Today is our Workers' Day. Just tolerate me and you hear what I want to say. Your Excellency, we thank you and your government for the bold step you have taken, and I wish you continue, to Your Excellency, to repossess any grabbed land in the country, particularly the recent move to repossess the Ruai sewage land. Your Excellency, don't get tired. All our research stations' land has been grabbed. All public facilities in Nairobi and outside Nairobi has been grabbed. All those houses, government houses, government plots, we want you to go ahead and reclaim even those plots that were initially owned by government, so that we can have government can expand. As a young person, you are a democratic guy. You don't talk even when things are bad. You know people talk what they want to say, and this is the culture you are trying to inculcate in this country. But I'm appealing to you, Your Excellency, be aggressive as what your government did with reclaiming back the Ruai land. This has sent a very strong message to all those grabbers and those who occupy grabbed land across the country, that it is just a matter of time that their ill-gotten parcels of public land will revert back to the rightful owners, who are the Kenyan people. We support you and we support you. And I know every Kenyan would like to see you moving towards that end. We urge your government not to relent in these efforts. The entire Kenyan citizens are behind you. Your Excellency, as I'm here, you know I speak for Africa. I am the president of the Organization of the African Trade Union Unity, based in Accra, Ghana. Kenya and the founding father of our nation, he is the one who initiated for this body, and he provided the first Secretary General from Kenya, the late Dennis Akumu. And Kenya is highly rated when it comes to continental politics, both in trade union movement, employer circles, and at the African Union. You have played a very crucial role at the African Union, Your Excellency. You have campaigned for Kenyans who have international jobs to get support from your friends in the African Union. You are a patriotic Kenyan. This I'm saying what I know, including somebody who is close to me. He was in the opposition at that time, and there was international job vacancy in Geneva. And you went ahead as you knew very well he's in the opposition opposed to your government at that time, but you campaigned for him to return his position at the international level in his offices based in Geneva. You are a unique person. And Your Excellency, as I have said that, let me take this opportunity on behalf of workers of this continent to humbly thank you and your government for the commitment to contribute an annual grant of USD 200,000 every year, just like Ghana, like Nigeria, like Egypt, like Sudan, and other African countries who are committed to this organization, being a pan-African labor movement which makes us be respected internationally because we have ours. We are pleased to inform you, Your Excellency, that already the first contribution of USD $200 is in the process of being transferred to the organization, and once it is received in Ghana, Accra, we will equally inform you. We thank you very much for this, your gesture, Your Excellency. I'm now finishing by saying this, Your Excellency. We thank you for so many cautionary measures you have taken to caution workers on the cost of living and other hardships, including food, to the workers who are facing numerous difficulties during this period of coronavirus pandemic. However, Your Excellency, we appeal to you that as you continue to protect us from this pandemic, consider extending your offer to workers for tax exemptions from those who are earning 24,000 shillings up to 100,000 Kenya shillings. Because this, Your Excellency, most of them remain to be union members. If you take, for example, those who are providing essential services, doctors, nurses, and supervisors, those who are on supervisory grades, both in the agricultural sector of the economy, commercial sector, they earn up to 100,000 members, and they are members. So we would like you as well to exempt them for the time being, because they are the ones we will require to rebuild our economy at the end. We will continue to support you despite these difficult times we find ourselves in, and we are now afraid, Your Excellency, and unable to make any demands of a minimum wage increase, as we have always done, as it has been our traditional call, because you and your government, you appealed to us for solidarity, and I can assure you, Your Excellency, we met under the chairmanship of your Minister for Labor. We have a proper document, and I would like the press to have an access to this document, because you have been saying at all, do a lot of politics when I will never watch workers' rights being abused as an international labor leader while I know my job. And I've told those who go to the press, some in social media, our elections are there on 22nd of May. Next year, 2021. If you don't want this, Mzee, prepare yourself. We will meet at Tomboya Labor College. In the daylight like this. Government will be there. Police will be there. Come and we count. You see, and I will go home. This is an elective position. This is not an employment. As much as I get sometimes tired, but it's a calling. So, Your Excellency, I have appealed to employers who are carrying out pay cuts to enter into negotiations with their unions and with their members. Not somebody to wake up, his pay slip has been slit to a half. However, for now, we want to thank you for the various measures you continue to take to assist workers, both logistically and financially, in mitigating the effects of coronavirus. Nikimalizia, Rais, nimesema ya kwamba mara nyingi umesimama na sisi, umekuwa na wafanyikazi wa Kenya, na mwaka wa 2017 watu wengi wanasema maneno yale hawajui. Niliambia wa Kenya vile navyoangalia ni lazima tuangalie katiba yetu upya. Iko issue mbili. Hii issue ya the winner takes it all. Anawaja sisi tunangangana. Your Excellency, don't abandon the handshake agreement you entered into with the leader of the opposition. We are the majority. We are the majority. We are the majority. Chances on. We want a peaceful country. We want you to live us in peace. As we age and we retire, we want to retire in an enabling environment for a Kenyan person to live here peacefully. Hiyo lazima uangalie. Umelinda amani, umepambana na Al-Shabaab, umepambana na vitu vingi, but still a loophole still. This is a wonderful country, Your Excellency, if you can tame corruption. And sometimes as a Christian, you sympathize with these corrupt people, Your Excellency. I know that, and I must tell you today, because there is no another place. People think we meet regularly. We don't meet. You must tame corruption. And at one time, I said, this our judges, magistrates, the judiciary team, quietly have a meeting with them. They belong to this country. They don't live on the planet. So that they can assist us for those people who are blundering with this economy. They little bit bend. When you appear before them, they should not quickly rush and say, give him a bond. Even murderers. Today, somebody has murdered somebody. That is why I want to look in the Constitution. And he goes, he's arrested, he pays a bond. Akisha wachiliwa, anachukua dereva yake, anapitia pale watu wako kwa matanga, anasema baba wadangane sio hera huyu. Wanasema mimi ndio niliua huyu. Na anapita driving. We must change that clause so that capital offense is capital offense. Corruption must be among capital offense. Your Excellency, and I know you mean well for this country, and we will support you. We have a lot of food for everybody. This can be more, Kenya can be more than any other country known. But few individuals carries away with everything at the expense of the suffering majority in this country. Your Excellency, sitaki kuchelewesha na kuchokesha. Mimi nataka tumalize hii. Nirudi na fimbo yangu ya Wamasai walinipatia. Nianze kwenda kwa mambo yetu ya BBI. Hii pandemic ikwishe. Tubadilishe katiba. Na mtu asikuambia, Your Excellency, because this is a big house we are creating for everybody. Na wewe pia ukiwa ndani. Thank you.